already completed a domain 1, which is networking basics. Okay, and right now we are dealing with defensive security basics, which is a domain 2, and this is, I guess, it's a day 7 of this particular domain, defensive security basics. So this is about me. Okay, let's go ahead with agenda of a day 12 of this particular course. Okay, so guys, this is a day 12 of this course and day 7 for this particular domain, which is nothing but defensive security basics. So in the today's agenda, you will see that, okay, we'll see defensive security introduction, yeah, digital forensics introduction. Then we'll talk about chain of custody, order of volatility, evidence acquisition, tools used in digital forensics, right? So let's go ahead and one by one understand these topics. Okay, like there is alternate alternate name for this, which is nothing but computer forensics as well. Okay, so if we talk about this digital forensics, so we can say that it is the application of investigate techniques to identify, collect, analyze, and preserve digital information in a manner that is admissible as evidence in a court of law. Okay, so this is the definition, I can say. And basically in the digital forensics, this this involves the basically the recovery and analysis of data from our computers, our mobile devices, our network servers, okay, and any other digital storage media as well. Okay, in the digital forensics, we can say that we can use this to investigate a variety of crimes, and what are the multiple crimes we are in those crimes we are using this particular application, digital forensics, like cyber crime, some kind of intellectual property theft, as well as we can say that the fraud, as well as employee misconduct. Okay, so we'll explain this all the terms one by one in the further part of this particular session. Okay, so basically the process of digital forensics, this involves multiple steps, including starting with identification and preservation of the evidence, then analysis of data, then reporting of the findings. Okay, so digital forensic experts use specialized softwares and tools. We'll talk about those softwares and tools as well. Okay, so they are using the tools to collect and analyze the digital data. Okay, while while adhering to established guidelines and best practices to ensure that the evidence is admissible in court. Okay, overall we can say that digital forensics plays a crucial role in the investigation of prosecution of digital crimes, and its important its importance is likely to grow as technology continues to advance and the the amount of digital information increases. And as we know, in the today's era, each and every day, okay, people like more used to the internet. Okay, so again we can say that there is a a lot of demand for the different tools of digital forensics, because you will see that, okay, as use of internet is increasing rapidly, in the same way the crimes on internet also increasing rapidly, right? So let us talk about the history of digital forensics. Okay, so if we talk about the history of digital forensics, so we can say that digital forensics has its roots in the early day of computing, okay, when computers are there on the, publicly available, like around, we can say that 70 in 1970s, or 1980s, we can say, like, normal people can't afford the computer at that time, but the few companies, organization, okay, have the, that particular facility. Okay, like in India itself, so we can say that, like in India, okay, like the India's first computer, is, purchased by a one company, which is nothing but the Asian Paints, okay, in 1974. Okay, so you see that the, how way back it is. So if we talk about this thing, okay, so we can say that the first recorded use of computer forensic dates back to around 1984, okay, when the US Secret Service investigated a case involving the theft of around $10 million from a bank's computer system, okay, from a bank's computer system. So the, basically the field of digital forensics began to grow in around, 1990s, okay, with the, you know, profile, you know, proliferation, okay, of personal computers and, the internet. So law enforcement agencies and other organization began to recognize the need for specialized tools and techniques to investigate crimes involving digital evidence. Okay, so in 1999, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, established the Computer Forensics Tool Testing CFTT program to provide objective testing and validation of, digital forensics tools. So this program helps to, establish standards for digital forensic analysis and ensure the reliability and accuracy of the tools used in investigation. Okay, and the, the event of, like event that happened in, 2001, okay, on, like in the month of, September 11, we can say, also led to an increased focus on digital forensics as law enforcement agencies sought to use digital evidence to investigate terrorism, terrorist activities. So the passage, we can say, so the passage of the, US, Patriot Act in 2001 further expanded the use of digital forensics in criminal investigations. So since then, we can say digital forensics has continued to evolve in response to, new technologies and, basically emerging threats. Okay, and today it is a critical component of law enforcement investigations and is used in a wide range of applications, including cybersecurity, fraud investigation, and civil, okay, litigation. So in many movies, you will see that, okay, mostly from Hollywood, okay, you will see that the, these kinds of, organizations are there, and, that kind of, attack what happened, and then, like the someone, okay, who came for, doing a digital forensics. Okay, like mostly if we talk about the thing like Fast and Furious, if you saw the, Fast and Furious 5, as I guess Fast 5. So in that you will see that thing. Okay, let us move further and see the what are the different types of digital forensics we have. Okay, till the date, let's go ahead and understand this multiple types of digital forensics one by one. Okay, and see its example as well, okay, for understanding. So let's go ahead and understand computer forensics. Yeah, we can say that, okay, in the computer forensics, okay, basically it involves the analysis of computer and digital storage devices such as hard drives, we can say that our USB drives, okay, basically to extract evidence of digital crime or any kind of misconduct, right? So if we take a example about this computer forensics, so we can say that like in 2013, Edward Snowden, okay, the name of that person, Edward Snowden, leaked classified information about the NSA's surveillance programs. Okay, so computer forensics played a critical role in basically analyzing the computers and digital storage devices basically used by Snowden to extract evidence of his activity. Okay, so basically the person, what he did, so he just leaked the information, okay, about the NSS surveillance program. So basically NSS surveillance, NSS, what they did, they just they find out his computer, and they just wanted to check that, okay, what are the different activities, you know activities he did. Okay, so that's the one example I can say. Then mobile device forensics. In the name itself, we can simply say that if we talk about mobile device forensics, so basically this involves the analysis of smartphones, right? Then tablets and any other mobile devices, basically to extract data that may be relevant to an investigation. So in this particular forensics, we are trying to analyze or find out the data which is related to our, that particular crime, we can say, and we can find out the data from smartphones, mobile, and any other device. Like in 2016, the FBI requested Apple's assistance in unlocking an iPhone used by one of the San Bernardino shooters. Okay, and that mobile device forensics played a key role in analyzing the device to extract data relevant to the investigation. Okay, so he got, like, FBI got the mobile of the criminal, of the shooter, and like they asked for iPhone. Okay, iPhone company to to basically to you know just find out the password for that particular Apple device. Then what about next? Network forensics. Okay, what about next? Network forensics. So yeah, basically to analyze network traffic in simple words, right? So we can say that network forensics, we are using this particular thing, network forensics, for the analysis of network traffic and communication logs to identify sources of cyber attacks or unauthorized access to systems. Okay, so if you talk about one of the examples, so we can say that like in 2016, okay, the Democratic National Committee, DNC, suffered a data breach. Okay, and particularly we can say, okay, like a network forensics played, okay, a crucial role in that particular scenario. Like, and network forensics, okay, analyzes network traffic to identify the source of the attack and the extent of the data stolen, right? Then what about the next? We can say database forensics. So we can simple say, okay, in this forensics, okay, we can also do the, okay, will provide the analysis of database system to identify evidence of unauthorized access or any kind of data manipulation. So like we know one of a very formula, you know popular example we can say, which is nothing but Equifax. Okay, Equifax data breach. So in that, okay, basically the company Equifax, as we know, suffered a data breach that basically exposed the personal information of around 147 million people, okay, the customers of the Equifax, we can say. So here database forensics played a critical role in analyzing Equifax database system to identify the cause of the data breach. Okay, then what about next? Malware forensics. Like as we know, forensics term is referred to as doing analysis of something. So here, as we know, malware forensics is nothing but the analysis of malware, right? And we can also say that the analysis of malware as well as other malicious software, basically to determine its the function, origins, and impact on the community, right? Yes, like we can simply say that like WannaCry ransomware attack, one of the virus, we can say malware, one of the, so like in 2017 the WannaCry ransomware attack infected hundreds of thousands of computers like all over the world. We can say all over the in the world around 150 countries, we can say. And malware forensics played a critical role, okay, in this particular news to analyze the malware to identify its origin and prevent further spread or any kind of damage. So here we can say that basically this involves the analysis of you know volatile memory, right, such as RAM, okay, basically to extract information that may be relevant to an investigation. Okay, like for example, in 2013, the Boston Marathon bombing occurred, and memory forensics played a crucial role in this particular, that particular, topic, we can say, or that particular case. Okay, for analyzing the contents of suspects laptops and digital storage devices to identify evidence relevant to the investigation. Okay, memory forensics. So see guys here, okay, if we're talking about memory forensics, so this is nothing but just the analysis of volatile memory such as our RAM. Okay, so why we are doing this analysis? Basically to extract information that may be relevant to an investigation, that may be relevant to that particular case. Okay, like in 2013, Boston Marathon happened, and in that bombing happened. Okay, so in that memory forensics played a very crucial role. Okay, for analyzing the concept, analyzing that particular laptop, the content of the suspect's laptop, we can say, and digital storage devices, okay, to identify evidence, okay, which will be important in that particular case or investigation, we can say. Then what about cloud forensics, guys? So we can simply say that, okay, that's analysis of the data that is stored in the cloud, and different services such as AWS, GCP, okay, Google Cloud, we can say Azure as well, right? So like real life incident about this cloud forensics, so we can say like right, in 2019, Capital One suffered a data breach, okay, like basically which affected you know a more than 100 million people. And in that particular scenario, okay, at that time cloud forensics played a critical role in analyzing the data which is stored on the company's cloud-based system. Okay, why? To identify the extent of the breach and the cause of the attack. Okay, then video and audio forensics. Then video and audio forensics. So now, what about this video and audio forensics, guys? So as I told you, the that particular case of I can say a journalist, okay, murdered in the Turkey, I guess, okay, in 2018, and the name of that journalist is Jamal Khashoggi, right? So basically, okay, he was the journalist of Washington Post, and was killed inside the Saudi Arabian consulate, we can say, in Istanbul in Turkey, okay. And in that particular case, uh, you know the audio and video forensics played a very critical role, okay, in analyzing security camera footage and audio recordings to identify evidence relevant, okay, to the particular investigation, to that particular case, okay. So that's a very popular example, okay, of audio and video forensics, okay. Then what about next? Social media forensics, okay. Social media forensics, many times, okay, if you see the news, like few people like who did the suicides, okay, uh, and like if like that person, if that person did a suicide, okay, and like he just left behind the suicide note, and in that he mentioned someone's name, okay, like that. And like if the the in the investigation, okay, like if the police or investigation officer saw the the mobile for that particular, okay, that person, we can say. So like he got some chat, or on the social media, like that. Yeah, yeah, we can uh, also say that the Sushant Rajput case, okay, again, it's kind of uh, very popular one, okay. So these are the few forensics, we can say, okay. And overall we can talk, say, okay, about this, okay, different types of digital forensics, okay. So digital forensics is a very broad field, okay, that encompasses many different types of investigation, each with its unique set of challenges and methodologies, right? So these are just the few, okay. There are a lot of types of digital forensics, because you will see that in each and every case, okay, situation will be different. So the type of forensics investigation is also different, okay. Now let us talk about the objectives of data forensics, okay. What are the different objectives are there for digital forensics? We can simply say that the main objective of digital forensics, okay, is to identify, collect, analyze and preserve digital information in a manner that that information is admissible as evidence in a court of law, right? What are the different objectives of digital forensics? To you know to identify, collect, analyze and preserve that particular digital information, okay, the the investigation uh, officer got, okay, and the store that information, okay, like that information is admissible as evidence in a court of law, okay. So we can simply say that, like, more specifically, okay, the different the objectives are there, like identify digital evidence, okay. First we need to identify the digital evidence, okay. So as we know, the first evidence, okay, objective is to identify and locate digital evidence that may be relevant to an investigation. So this include identifying the devices, we can say systems or and network that are involved in the investigation, right? Then if we talk about the second thing, okay, like in the first, what we did, we identify digital evidence. Now second, okay, basically we want to collect that particular digital evidence. So the second objective is to collect the digital evidence in a way that it preserves its integrity and authenticity, right? So this involves following established procedures to ensure that the evidence is not tampered with or corrupted in any way. Okay, so like how to store that uh, evidence in a way that, okay, it will be you know not hacked by someone or misused by someone or removed or deleted by someone, right? Then what about next? Analyze that digital evidence, okay, to get any, the main, uh, you know, we can say link to that particular evidence. So this is the third objective, okay, which is to, we can say, analyze digital evidence, okay, basically to extract relevant information that can be used to support the investigation, right? So this may involve using specialized software and techniques to recover deleted files, decrypt encrypted data, and identify hidden or deleted information. Okay, so we'll be talking about these different tools, okay, like we are using, okay, like like different tools which are used by the different officers in the investigation, right? Then the fourth and we can say final objective is to preserve the digital evidence in a way that it admissible as evidence in a court of law. Okay, so this involves following established guidelines and procedures to ensure that the evidence is properly documented, stored and preserved in court, right? So we'll be talking about the procedure, okay, the process of digital forensics, okay. So overall, we can say that the objectives of computer forensics, also known as digital forensics, so uh, we can say basically these are, you know, these digital forensics are to ensure that the digital evidence is collected and analyzed in a way that is reliable, accurate and admissible in a court to support the investigation and prosecution of crimes involving digital information. So after this, okay, let us talk about the process of digital forensics. Okay, the process of digital forensics, as we know, okay, in the property, we saw first thing is that objective. In the objective we saw the first step, which is nothing but identification. So here also you will see that the identification, which is a first step of the process of digital forensics. Okay, so digital forensics, okay, involves a series of steps designed to identify, collect, analyze and preserve digital information. Okay, again we know that why we are doing this, okay, to submit that particular information, okay, in front in the code of law. Okay, so first one is nothing but the identification. So in the first step, okay, like in the digital forensics process, basically is to identify the digital devices, systems or networks that may contain relevant information or evidence, we can say. So this may involves examining the physical devices such as the computers of the victim, mobile phones or servers, or it may involves analyzing network traffic as well, or network logs as well, right? Then if we talk about the next step, which is nothing but the collection of the evidence. So this is the, we can say, next step. And what we are doing over here in this particular step, is to collect the relevant digital evidence, right? So this involves using specialized software and the, we can say, techniques to make a forensics copy of the digital data, right? The forensics copy is an exact replica of the digital data, and that data is basically original, we can say, and is made in a way that preserves, preserves the integrity and authenticity of the that particular evidence, right? Then in the third, what we are doing, we are analyzing that particular data. Okay, once we got a digital information or digital evidence, okay, once after collecting that, basically just analyze that data to identify any kind of relevant information for the, like, in the investigation. So this may involve using specialized softwares and tools to recover the data which is deleted, which is decrypt data, and we have to encrypt it that, or just analyze network traffics. So the analysis is conducted in a way that, basically it preserves the integrity of the evidence and is documented in a clear and concise manner. Okay, and last step is to make a reporting based on that particular analysis. So the, this is, we can say, final step in the digital forensics process, and in that you will find that building a report, just create a report by using an analysis of digital evidence, we can say. So, and just create that report in a way that it is admissible as evidence in a court of law. Okay, and basically this involves preparing written reports, presenting findings in a court, or testifying as an expert witness. Overall, we can say the digital forensics process is designed to ensure that digital evidence is collected, analyzed, and reported in a way that is reliable, accurate, and admissible in a court to support the investigation and prosecution of crimes involving digital information. Okay, so let us go ahead, guys, and understand the different examples of digital forensics. So if we're talking about, okay, the different examples of digital forensics, so as we know, cybercrime investigation. Okay, like we all know that so many cyber crimes were happened in the past. Okay, and we know that few, like we say a target data breach, we also know a Wanakai ransomware attack, right? Okay, solar wind supply chain attack. Okay, so these are the cyber crime investigation. So we can say that the digital forensics is frequently used in the investigation of cyber crime, right? So this is this can include analyzing digital evidence such as your email, uh, you know internet browsing history, and log files to determine the source of the attack and identify potential suspects, right? So for example, like if we know, like if I mention one example like target data breach. So as we know, in 2013, so target data breach attack was happened. Okay, so in that, cyber criminals gain access to target's payment system, right? And stealing credit card information for over 40 million customers of target. And here, in this particular case, digital forensics played a crucial role in identifying the source of the attack and determining how the hackers gain access to target's network, right? Then Like if you talk about the next one, which is nothing but WannaCry ransomware attack. So here, if you see like in 2017, a global ransomware attack known as WannaCry, okay, infected over 2 lakh computers in overall 150 countries. Okay, countries. So digital forensics here also played a key role in analyzing the malware and identifying its origins, right? If we talk about the next attack, which is nothing but solar winds attacks, okay, the supply chain attack, we can say. So in 2020, hackers gain access to solar winds software, okay, build system, we can say. So inserting malware into the company's Orion software updates. So this allowed the hackers to gain access to the network of numerous companies and government agencies too. Okay, so here also digital forensics played a critical role in identifying the extent of the breach and determining the source of the attack. Okay, then the another example of digital forensics is nothing but employee misconduct. Like if you talk about this, okay, so here also digital forensics can also be used to investigate employee misconduct, okay, such as theft of intellectual property, fraud, or harassment. So this may involve again analyzing emails, social media activity, or other digital data to establish a timeline of events and identify key players. Okay, so if we talk about a few, you know, attacks which are nothing but employee misconduct. So as we know, Uber's Wamo lawsuit. Okay. Then we have another FIPA corruption scandal. Okay. It's again, a famous one, I can say, and Wells Fargo fraud scandal, we can say. So let's discuss this, employee misconduct one by one, these examples of this. So in the first, Uber's Waymo lawsuit, okay, so in 2017, Waymo, okay, which is a Google self-driving car unit, okay, sued Uber for stealing its trade secrets. Like in that, okay, digital forensics played a key role in analyzing Uber's computers and identifying evidence of the theft. Okay, then in FIFA corruption scandal as well, okay, that happened in 2015. Like in that, okay, what did happen, like a massive corruption scandal, okay, erupted within FIFA, we can say, leading to arrest of several top officials. Okay, so here also digital forensics played a crucial role in analyzing their emails, their financial records, to build the case against the defendants, right? Then in the third example, Wells Fargo fraud scandal, we can say, uh, that happened in 2016. So it was revealed that its employees at Wells Fargo had opened millions of fake accounts to meet sales targets. Okay, so digital forensics played a key role in this case as well, to analyzing emails and other digital records to identify the scope of the fraud. Okay, so you will find that, most of the time to meet the, uh, that particular target, okay, mostly you will find that the like sales team, okay, you will see this kind of activity going on. Okay, like one of the activity was, what happened in the, I guess in the Byju's, uh, sales team, happen with the Byju's sales team. So what they are doing is, okay, like there is, some kind of target is there for them. Okay, like one salesperson meet, just find out to, 100 students, like that. Okay, XYZ. Okay, I would say. So basically, okay, in that particular scenario, okay, what employees did, okay, of the Byju's. So what they did is they they took the course, okay, multiple times. Okay, like let's say it's a particular course, okay, of 3000. So they took that course, okay, like the salary of those employees, let's say, uh, you know 60,000, 70,000, or even in lakhs as well. So what they did is they took that particular course, let's say 10 times, okay, to meet the that particular sales requirement. Okay, so that is nothing but employee misconduct. Okay, then what about next, which is incident response. Okay, which is incident response. So in this case as well, digital forensics is again used as a part of an incident response plan to quickly identify the source of a security breach and contain the damage. So this may involve analyzing network logs, our firewall data, or any other kind of digital evidence to determine the extent of the breach and identify any vulnerability that may have been exploited by the hacker. Okay, so as we know, what are the different examples are there of incident response? Very famous one, which is nothing but Equifax data breach, right? Equifax data breach. As we all know, in 2017, Equifax suffered a massive data breach, okay, which affected the personal information of around 147 million people. Okay, so in this particular case, digital forensics again played a very important role in analyzing their network logs and other digital evidence, okay, to determine the scope of that particular data breach and identify the source of the attack, or to find out the hacker's identity. Okay, then next example is nothing but Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. So that happened in 2021. So what hacker did in this particular attack? So hacker gained access to the computer systems of Colonial Pipeline, we can say. So a major US fuel supplier, okay, a Colonial Pipeline is nothing but a major US fuel supplier. And basically what hacker did, basically they demanded a ransom to restore the access, right? So here also digital forensics played a key role in analyzing the malware and identifying the extent of the attack. Overall, we can say like digital forensics is very critical component of modern investigations, and it is used in a wide range of context to collect and analyze digital evidences. Again, we can say to support investigations and bring criminals to justice, right? There are a lot of examples of this. Okay, if we talk about the cyber crime, okay, so what are the different the any other cyber crime, okay, that I mentioned is like the as we know, a Twitter's data breach. Okay, like hacker, a team of the hacker, what they did is they they find out the confidential information like password and login ID of the few influential person like Barack Obama and Elon Musk. And what they did is they tweeted few tweets, okay, by using those handles, okay, of Barack Obama and Elon Musk, as well as the few few influential persons, okay, and about the Bitcoin. So they tweeted about the Bitcoin by using their uh, the by using their Twitter handles as well, those influential persons Twitter handle. So that is again the in your other example of cyber crime. Okay, so in the investigation, okay, digital forensics again played a very important role to find out the you know that particular stuff, okay, and who did that particular thing. Okay, then what about employee misconduct? As I mentioned, Byju's employee. Okay, so that is again the in other example of employee conduct. Okay, what about incident response? Okay, you will find that the different Trojan malware. So again, by using that as well, so many like around like more than 2 lakh computer systems were hacked by using that particular malware. Okay, and in the like in that case, digital forensics played a very crucial role, okay, to find out the data against that particular uh, person, I would say, that who created the that malware. Simply, the chain of custody, we can say, is a critical component of digital cyber forensics, and it refers to the process of tracking the handling and movement of digital evidence from the time it is collected until it is presented in a court. Okay, so the chain of custody, okay, entails a detailed documentation process that establishes a clear and unbroken trails of evidence, including who had access to the evidence, when it was collected, and how it was analyzed and stored. So we can say those documentation typically includes information such as the date and the time of collection, the location where the device evidence was found, the name and contact information of the person who collected the evidence, right? And any other relevant information about the evidence. We also say that the chain of custody is essential because it helps to ensure the integrity and reliability of digital evidence, right? Which is critical for its admissibility in court. The documentation must be thorough and accurate, and it must be maintained throughout the entire digital forensic process, from the collection to presentation in court. Additionally, we can say that the chain of custody, okay, sorry, the chain of custody, okay, must be established using, recognized industry standards and best practices to ensure that the evidence is handled and stored in a manner that preserves its integrity and admissibility in court. Okay, so overall we can say the chain of custody is a crucial aspect of digital cyber forensics, and it helps to ensure that the evidence collected during an investigation and is reliable, admissible, and credible in court. Is the process of chain of custody same as the process of digital forensics? No. Okay, we can say, yeah. And why no? Because as we know, you know the process of chain of custody is a critical component of the overall process of digital forensics. Okay, but it is not the same as digital forensics, right? And many of you who answered no, like those are correct. So as we know, digital forensics refers to the process of collecting and analyzing as well as presenting digital evidence in a way that is legally admissible, and it involves a range of techniques and procedures for acquiring and analyzing digital data from various sources, including computers, mobile devices, networks, and cloud. Okay, and what about chain of custody? Okay, chain of custody, we can say, refers specially to the documentation and procedures used to maintain the integrity and admissibility of evidence during the digital forensics process, right? And it involves documenting the movement of evidence from the time it is collected to the time it is presented in the court. So while the chain of custody is a critical aspect of digital forensics process, it is just one of many steps involved in collecting and analyzing digital evidence, isn't it? So digital evidence encompasses a broader set of techniques and procedures for investigating digital crimes, while chain of custody focuses specially on the ensuring the reliability and admissibility of the evidence collected during that process. Okay, so as as we know, okay, chain of process of the chain of custody is different than the process of digital forensics. So let us understand the process of chain of custody. Okay, what are the different steps are there in the process of chain of custody? We can say this is a very first step in the chain of custody process, which is nothing but the collection of evidence, and this can include seizing computers, mobile devices, we can say storage media, or other electronic devices, okay, as well as collecting data from the networks, servers, or the cloud as well. Okay, so this is the first step of the process of chain of custody to collect the information or evidence. Then what next? Okay, just make the documentation. Okay, so this is the next step. Okay, it's to document the evidence that has been collected in the first step. So this includes creating a detailed inventory of the evidence, including the make and including the make and model of the device, the date and time it was collected, and the name of the person who collected it. Okay, then the next step is going to be sealing. Okay, as we know, okay, in many pictures, okay, we saw this sealing. Okay, so once evidence has been collected and documented, it must be sealed in a tempered evidence, right? We can say in a bag or a container to prevent any tampering or contamination, right? Yes, so we can say just putting the stamp on it, and uh, uh, must be seal that device, or the put that device into the any kind of container, we can say. uh, then what about next? So next step is going to be transfer. Okay, is going to be transfer. Then, as we know, the evidence must then be transferred to a secure location, such as forensic lab, where it can be analyzed. Okay, so during this transfer, the evidence must be carefully tracked and documented to ensure that it is not lost or altered. Okay, in many movies, okay, you will see that like there is some evidence, okay, like police, okay, like taking care of it, and they are just transferring that. Okay, so in between that, okay, like the people who come and they steal that particular information or evidence, okay, like that. So transfer is again the important step of chain of custody. Then what about next? Analysis. Okay, after transferring that particular evidence in the forensic lab, so the evidence is analyzed using various techniques and tools to extract the relevant information from that particular evidence, I can say. And this process must be carefully documented to ensure that the integrity of the evidence is not compromised, right? Then what about next? So once analysis is complete, just the go with the evidence. Okay, that particular evidence must be securely stored until it is presented in court. Okay, again we can say this procedure must be documented to ensure that the evidence remain intact and admissible. Okay, and what about next? Make a presentation, means the reporting. Okay, so this is a final step, and the evidence is presented in a court, and the chain of custody documentation is used to establish the integrity and admissibility of the evidence. So overall we can say the chain of custody process is designed to ensure that digital evidence is collected, analyzed and presented in a way that meets legal standard and can be trusted in court, right? So these are the, this is nothing but the process of chain of custody, how chain of custody works, starting with collecting to the presenting in the court. Okay, then let us talk about order of volatility. Order of volatility, okay, in the digital forensics refers to the process of collecting digital evidences in a way that prioritize the most volatile or temporary data first. So like prioritize that data, okay, which is the most volatile and the temporary data, okay, to ensure that it is not lost or altered, right? So let us go and understand these terms, okay, because you know you will find that uh, when, okay, going with again here also you will find that in the order of volatility you will see that the few terms which are important, okay, to understand. So first one is nothing but, okay, registers and caches. So as we know, registers and caches are the most volatile data in a computer system, right? And as they contain data that is constantly changing, this includes CPU registers, cache memory, and RAM. Okay, right? Like for example, let's say suppose in a cyber attack investigation, volatile data from CPU registers and cache memory could be used to could be used to find out the source of the attack, such as the IP address of the attacker's machine or the location of the compromised system, right? So for that, we should know the, it is very important, registers and caches. Then what about next? Network connections and routing tables. Okay, so as we know, network connections and routing tables are the next most volatile data, as they can change frequently and may be lost when a system is shut down. So like if we take, if we understand this term, okay, so suppose, in a intrusion investigation, volatile data from network connections and routing tables could be used to identify the path taken by the attackers and the systems they compromised, helping to identify the scope and impact of the attack. Okay, then the third term, which is nothing but the processes and temporary files. Okay, so processes and temporary files are the next most volatile data, as they can be created and deleted quickly and may not be saved to disk. Like if you know the Sony Entertainment hack. So basically in the Sony Entertainment hack, okay, hackers uh, you know installed a malware in the system, okay, in the Sony Entertainment system in the network, okay. And what they did is they basically they they find out the all the data, they get the data which are the confidential data of the employees and all, okay. And basically after that what they did is, okay, they just use a cleaner, okay, to remove that particular data or to erase that particular virus as well, okay. So we can say, like suppose in a malware investigation, volatile data from running processes and temporary files could be used to identify the specific malware variant, okay, and how it was delivered and what actions it took on the compromised system, we can see. So that's why this particular data is again the most important one. Then what about next? File system information, okay, file system information like metadata. We can simply say that metadata or a directory structures, okay, yes or no, okay. So this data we can say is less volatile than the our previous categories, but can still change frequently. Like for example, okay, if we take example, okay, so suppose in a data theft investigation, okay, the file system information could be used to identify which files were accessed, modified or copied. So basically this helps to determine what data was stolen and who may have been responsible for that, okay. Then what about next, which is going to be persistent storage, okay, which is going to be persistent storage, okay. So if we talk about this, so uh, you know persistent storage, okay, we can say that the hard drives our and other storage media, okay. Again we can say, okay, it is going to be the the it is the least volatile data, okay, as it is not typically affected by the power loss or system crashes. Like example for this, okay, if we talk about this persistent storage, so suppose in a data recovery investigation, persistent storage such as a hard drive or memory card could be analyzed to recover deleted or corrupted files, helping to reconstruct events that led to the data lost or corruption. So by following the order of volatility, digital forensics investigators can collect the most critical data first before it is lost or altered, right? So this helps to ensure that the evidence collected is accurate, reliable, and admissible in court, isn't it? So let's go ahead and understand the further topic, which is going to be evidence acquisition. Yeah, in the name itself, it is nothing but the acquisition of evidence. Okay, so we can say that evidence acquisition in digital forensics refers to the process of collecting, preserving, and analyzing digital evidence in a way that particular evidence maintain its integrity and admissibility in court, okay. So let's understand this evidence acquisition in brief by using the by understanding the process of evidence acquisition, okay. So let's go and understand the process of it. As we know, in the first step, okay, basically the first step is going to be the identify and document the evidence, okay. So this is the, we know that, okay, this is going to be the first step in evidence acquisition, and this step is to identify and document the evidence to be collected, including its location, the type, and we can say format. Okay, this may involve interviewing witnesses, examining physical devices, and analyzing network logs, right? Like if we talk about an example, so okay, suppose in a case of data theft from a company, okay, digital forensics investigators might identify and document the evidence by analyzing the logs of the company's network and systems to determine which files were accessed and copied by the perpetrator, right? Now, let's go and understand the second step, which is nothing but the secure the scene, right? Like in the first step, like once the evidence has been identified, so the scene should be secured to prevent any further alteration. Okay, that particular scenario or the that crime scene. Okay, I would say so. Like secure that particular you know scene to prevent any further alteration or loss, we can say, or contamination of the evidence. So this may involve seizing physical devices, okay, or disconnecting network cables. Okay, many times in the raid you will see that. Okay, or sometimes, okay, if if a data breach was happen, okay, so at that time as well, okay, the company sealed all the devices, okay, to check the problem is where. Okay, so let's go and understand the third one, which is nothing but creative forensic image. Okay, so this is again we can say the next step. Okay, which is to create a forensic image or extract a copy of evidence, right, using specialized software and hardware to ensure that the copy is an exact replica of the original data, including deleted files and hidden data, right? Like suppose, okay, if we take an example, so let's say in a case of suspected child pornography possession, so investigators might create a forensic image of the suspect's computer hard drive to search for evidence of illegal images or videos, right? Then what about next step? To verify the forensic image, right? Once the forensic image has been created in the previous step or the in the third step, it should be verified to ensure its integrity and authenticity using cryptographic hashes or other methods to confirm that the copy matches the original data, right? Like let's say in a case of financial fraud, investigators might verify the forensic image by comparing the hash values of the original data with those of the forensic copy to ensure that the copy is an exact replica, right? Then what about next step? Document the chain of custody. All right. So throughout the evidence acquisition process, it is important to document the chain of custody, right? Including who collected the evidence, where it is, where it was stored, okay, and who had access to it, okay, to ensure its admissibility in court. Like, uh, like if we take an example for this, so let's say in a case of intellectual property theft, investigators might document the chain of custody by creating a detailed log of who handled the evidence, where it was stored, and how it was secured to ensure that it is admissible in court, right? Then what about next step? Analyze the evidence. Okay, analyze the evidence. Once the forensic image has been created and it's verified, okay, it can be analyzed using specialized softwares and techniques to extract information, okay, as well as identify relevant data or reconstruct events that led to the creation, any kind of modification or deletion of the evidence. Okay, like if we take the example, okay, let's say in a case of cyber stalking, investigators might analyze the evidence by examining the suspect's email and its social media accounts, okay, to determine if they made any threatening statements or engage in stalking behavior. Okay, so simply by following these steps, digital forensics investigators can acquire digital evidence in a way that maintains its integrity and admissibility while also preserving the privacy and confidentiality of the data and the individuals involved in that particular case. Got it? Digital forensics. So we should know what are the different tools which are there on the market, okay, and with the help of those tools, okay, we can do multiple things of digital forensics like collecting the data, analyzing the data, storing the data, transferring the data, building the reports of the data. Okay, so now let us go and check what are the different tools are there in the market, okay, which we use in digital forensics. Okay, as we know, digital forensics investigators use a range of specialized tools to collect, as well as preserve and analyze digital evidence. So let us go ahead and understand these tools one by one, okay, by using by okay, by understanding the purpose of those tools as well. Okay, so I divided the tools in multiple terms like imaging tools, data recovery tools, right, analysis tools, right, like this. So let's go ahead and understand these tools, okay, explore this tool one by one. So what are the different tools are there for imaging? So imaging tools are nothing but the are used to create forensic images of digital devices such as hard drives, our USB drives, as well as smartphones, okay, ensuring that the evidence is preserved in a way that maintains its integrity and admissibility. All right, so what are the different tools are there? So as we know, forensic imager is there, okay, which is a very popular imaging tool, okay, and basically that allows investigators to create bit by bit image of digital devices including our hard drives, our USB drives, and any other storage media as well. And it can create images in a variety of formats, okay, like including raw format as well as E01 format as well. Yeah, and also has built-in verification features to ensure the integrity of the image. Okay, then any other imaging tool, which is nothing but DD. Okay, DD is a command line utility, okay, that is commonly used in digital forensics, okay, to create forensics image of devices. Okay, and as we know, again it is a simple but powerful tool that can create images in variety of formats including again raw, E01, okay, and can also be used to perform other disk related tasks as well, such as wiping and cloning as well. Okay, Then as we know, FTK imager is there. Okay, and we'll be using this particular tool for imaging tools. Okay, for creating the image of you know our a digital forensics, right? So we can again say that it is a popular imaging tool used by digital forensic investigators for creating forensic images of digital devices. Okay, it allows investigators to create bit by bit image of hard drive, USB drives, okay, and many devices as well. Okay, and can also has a a range of analysis tools to examine the resulting image. Okay, it can also create images in a variety of formats, like as I mentioned, few formats, raw and E01. Okay, and also has built-in verification features to ensure the integrity of the image, right? Then let us talk about data recovery tools. Okay, like as we know in the name itself, okay, we want to find out the tools which can recover the data. Okay, like deleted files, any damaged file, or any kind of corrected file, corrupted files, I would say. Okay, so guys, so let's go ahead and understand this thing. Okay, so as we know, guys, okay, these tools, okay, data recovery tools, okay, are used to recover deleted files or data which is damaged one or any corrupted devices, okay, allowing investigators to retrieve valuable evidence that might otherwise been lost, right? So let's go and understand. Okay, let's see the first tool, which is nothing but Recuva. Okay, as we know, guys, okay, Recuva is a very popular data recovery tool used by digital forensics investigators to recover deleted files from hard drives, USB drives, and other storage media as well. And it can be recover files in a variety of formats. Okay, and like including the documents, we can say photos, any kind of video is there. Okay, if the video is deleted, so we can be able to recover that particular video as well. And also has a deep scan feature that can search for and recover files that has been lost due to the file system damage or other issues. Okay, then what about next, which is nothing but test disk is there. So as you know, so it is a free and open source data recovery tool. Okay, and that is commonly used in digital forensics investigations. Okay, and it can recover deleted files, it can repair damaged file systems, and it can even recover lost partitions as well. So it is a command line tool, okay, which can be intimidating for some users, but is also a very powerful and versatile tool. Okay, what about next tool? As few mentioned, Stellar. Okay, Stellar data recovery tool. Okay, as we know, it is a commercial data recovery tool that is commonly used in digital forensics investigations, and it has a user friendly interface and can recover data from variety of devices, including again hard drive, USB drives, and memory cards as well. Okay, it also has a range of advanced features such as the ability to recover data from damaged or inaccessible volumes, and can recover files in a variety of formats, as we know, including documents, photos, and videos. Okay, so these are the few tools for imaging and data recovery. What about next? What about analysis? Okay, so what are the different tools are there for analysis? Like few tools which are freely available, like you know the test disk is a freely available tool. Okay. Then if we talk about the few upcoming tools as well that I'll be mentioning. Okay, those few tools are few are paid one, few are open source. See guys, like what is imaging tool? So imaging tool is to create a image of you know forensic data. Okay, forensic data. So uh, as we know, okay, uh, this analysis tools, okay, are used to examine digital evidence, including files, emails, network traffics, and other data too. Okay, basically to identify relevant information and reconstruct event that led to the creation, modification, or deletion of the event, right? So as few mentioned, NCASE is there. So InCase is a commercial digital forensic analysis tools, okay, that is widely used by law enforcement agencies and corporate investigators. And basically it can, allow you to analyze data from a variety of devices, including hard drives, smartphones, the cloud services, and okay, it can also perform advanced analysis as well. Okay, like a keyword searching, then link analysis as well, and timeline analysis as well. Okay, then so what about next? Autopsy. Okay, so yes, like this is a free software. Like if you wanna use this particular tool, okay, you can easily download this Autopsy. It is open source as well. And we can use this tool by both, okay, like this tool used by both professional investigators and hobbyists, right? And it has a user friendly interface, and basically it can analyze data from a variety of devices, including hard drive, again USB drives, memory cards, like this. Okay, it also has a range of advanced features, such as the ability to extract metadata from files, analyze the system artifacts, we can say, and perform keyword searching as well. Okay, so what about Wireshark, guys? We can say Wireshark is a popular network analysis tool that is commonly used in digital forensic investigations, right? Like it can capture and analyze network traffic in real time, as I saw, as we saw in previous sessions. Okay, and it can also analyze, okay, the analyze capture traffic from stored PCCAP, okay, PCAP files, we can say. And it can be used to identify network anomalies, detect unauthorized across attempts, and analyze network protocols to identify security vulnerabilities, right? Then what about next? Network forensics tools. Okay, what are the different network forensics tools are there? Guys, if we're talking about imaging tools, so like basically we are using imaging tools, okay, to create forensic images of digital devices such as hard drives, as well as USB drives, our smartphones. Okay, like for ensuring that the evidence is preserved in a way that maintains its integrity and admissibility. So network forensics tools. So if you're talking about this network forensics tools, so basically these tools are used to analyze network traffic, including packet logs, okay, packets, logs, and metadata to identify patterns, different kinds of anomalies, and potential security breaches as well, right? What are the different tools are there? As we know, network miner is there. Okay, and like for those who want a free and open source tool, so network miner is a free and open source network forensic tool that can analyze your network traffic, and it can easily capture a traffic in PCAP files as well, and it can extract files and artifacts from network traffic, identify network host and protocols, and it can perform keyword searches on capture data as well. Okay, and it also has a user friendly interface, and it can be used by both novice and advanced user as well. Okay, then we have another tool which is nothing but Surikata. Okay, so again, this is a free and open source network intrusion detection tool. Okay, and you can use this tool as a prevention tool as well. Okay, and basically this tool commonly used in digital forensics investigations. Okay, and it can also analyze network traffic in real time as well, and basically it can detect as well as alert on suspicious or malicious activity. Okay, and it can be used to perform network forensic analysis on capture PCAP files as well. Okay, then we have the next tool, which is nothing but a net witness investigator. Basically this is a commercial network forensic tool, I would say. Okay, that is widely used by digital forensic investigators, and it can capture and analyze network traffic, okay, in real time, and can also perform forensics analysis on stored pcap files. Okay, and it has a range of advanced features such as it has the ability to correlate network endpoints data, and can be used to identify and investigate advanced threats and security breaches. Okay, then what about next? Memory forensic tools. Okay, so basically these tools are used to analyze the volatile memory, as we discussed before. What is volatile memory? Okay, of a computer or a device. Okay, including registers, you know caches and processes, to identify active processes, okay, malware or any kind of suspicious activity. So what are the different device or tools are there? Okay, as we know, volatility is a very popular tool for memory forensic. Okay, so you will find that volatility is a popular one, and it's a very popular one, and it's a free and open source memory forensic tool, I can say, and that can analyze the memory of a variety of operating systems, including Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. Okay, and it can extract a wide range of information from memory, including running processes, okay, open files, network connections, and system configuration information as well. Okay, it also has a large library of plugins that can be used to extend its capabilities. Okay, then we have the recall. Okay, then we have the recall. Again, it is a popular free and open source memory forensic tool. Okay, and we can use this tool to analyze the memory of a variety of operating systems. Okay, again, it has a user friendly interface, and can extract a wide range of information from memory, including running processes, network connections, and system configuration information as well. Okay, and it also has a range of plugins that can be used to extend its capabilities as well. Okay, then what about next tool? Next tool is going to be the red line tool. So this is a commercial tool. Okay, first two tools are free. The red line tool is commercial memory forensic tool. Okay, that is again widely used by digital forensic investigators. Okay, and it can analyze the memory of Windows system and extract a wide range of information, including running processes, network connections, and system configuration information, I can say. And it also has a range of advanced features like ability to perform memory analysis remotely, and also has the ability to automate the analysis of multiple memory images as well. Okay, then What about cryptanalysis tool? There are free cryptanalysis tools are there. Okay, why we are using this cryptanalysis tool? Basically to, you know, decrypt our encrypted data. Okay, decrypt our encrypted data, like including passwords, our files and emails, to uncover hidden information, or to get the evidence from that. So what are the different tools? John the Ripper tool is there, right? So basically it is a very popular password cracking tool that is often used for cryptanalysis. Guys, remember, do not use this tool for bad practices. Okay, like it can be used to crack a wide range of password types and is capable of using various techniques such as dictionary attacks, or you can say brute force attacks, or to crack passwords. So guys, don't use this to crack a passwords of your friends and all. Okay, so it supports a variety of passwords including Windows platforms like Windows, Linux and Mac OS as well. If you're talking about Hashcat, so it's again a very popular password cracking tool, we can say, that can be used for cryptanalysis. And basically it supports a wide range of algorithms and crack many different types of hashes, including MD5, okay, the SHA1, okay, as well as a NTLM. Okay, and it also supports distributed cracking and can be run on multiple GPUs as well to speed up the cracking process. Okay, then we have the next tool, which is nothing but crypt tool. Yeah, so if we're talking about crypt tool, so it is a open source and free tool. Okay, basically that is widely used for crypt analysis. We can say it includes a range of tools and modules that can be used for tasks such as encryption, decryption and analysis of cryptographic algorithms. And it also has a user friendly interface, and basically is designed to be easy to use even for users with little experience in crypt analysis as well. Okay, then what about next tools? Mobile forensics tools. Okay, what are the different tools are there for mobile forensics, guys? Like we have the oxygen forensics detective. Okay, so basically it is a comprehensive mobile forensics tool. Okay, that is capable of extracting data from a wide range of mobile devices, right? Basically it can extract data from Android and iOS as well as cloud services as well, like iCloud and Google Drive as well, and it can support wide range of data types as well. Okay, like messages, call logs. Okay, then we have another, which is nothing but Celebrite UFED. Okay, so basically it is again another popular mobile forensic tool. Okay, and that is used by law enforcement agencies and digital forensics investigators. Okay, again it can able to extract data from a wide range of mobile devices including Android and our iOS devices, as well as from GPS devices as well. Okay, and digital cameras as well. Okay, and it also support a wide range of data types. Okay, that includes call logs, messages, your contact details, your app data details, right? Okay, then we have the next one, which is nothing but the magnet exomes, right? So again we can say magnet exome is a very powerful mobile forensics tool that is designed for used in digital forensic investigations. Like it can extract again a wide range of mobile devices, a data from wide range of mobile devices including again Android and iOS. Okay, as well as cloud services, okay, such as iCloud and Google Drive too. And again it supports a wide range of data types. Okay, as I mentioned previously. So definitely guys, okay, there are just, okay, these are just the few examples of many different types of tools used in digital forensics. Like investigators use a variety of tools and techniques to analyze digital evidence and reconstruct events. So with the goal of identify and prosecuting cyber criminals and other wrongdoers. Okay. So